Authorities are racing against time to secure the freedom of Filipino hostages, 17 in the Red Sea and 2 in Gaza. A common denominator of the capture, the Israel and Hamas conflict. President Marcos is still open to revisiting relations with the ICC. Yet, he is still not sold to the idea of foreigners telling Filipinos what to do when it comes to the drug war. The World Health Organization is compelling China for details on recent respiratory illness in the country. There are fears of a COVID-like spread if the surge is not arrested. Fast, focused, and fearless, here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Denise Tan. Israel and Hamas have declared a brief ceasefire in Gaza, but the fate of 2 Filipinos likely held by the militant group in the Strip is still uncertain. Foreign Affairs Undersecretary Eduardo de Vega told Radio 5 there are strong indications that 1 man and 1 woman of Filipino descent are with Hamas. The DFA is not sure if the 2 will be among those who will be freed during the 4-day truce that started today, 1 p.m. Manila time.
Yung mga kabihag natin, hindi masasama sa first match kasi women and children. Maaaring yung isa, dalawa sila, isa lalaki, isa babae. Maaaring isa dahil woman siya, babae. Pero ang alam namin, yung umpisa nila yung mga bata at nanay nila. Pero ang maganda dyan, kung successful to for the first 4 days ng truce, inasa natin tuloy-tuloy na hanggang sa mas maraming papakawalang mga bihag kasama na yung possible na dalawa nating mga citizen.
On another set of Pinoy hostages, this time off the Red Sea. The government said the 17 Filipino seafarers captured by Houthi rebels remain unharmed. The Department of Migrant Workers said it has received word that the hijacked vessel is now in Yemen. The DMW has also reached out to the families of hostages and extended assistance. For its part, the DFA said coordination with other nations is ongoing. So far, the Filipino hostages are safe and the Houthis haven't asked for ransom. The rebel faction is protesting Israel's airstrikes in Gaza.
At least yung isa nakapag-communicate. Yung ating manning agency is also working. Hindi consistent yung communication sa kanila. Pero mayroong mga lumalabas na video na pinapakita paano sila tinuturing. Dahil hindi sila dinakip ng tulad na nangyayari sa Israel.
Moving on, Senator Risa Hontiveros hits China for accusing the Philippines of stirring up trouble. This is over holding joint patrols with the U.S. in the West Philippine Sea. In a statement, Hontiveros said it is Beijing who causes trouble in the disputed waters and not Manila. She also underscored the right of the Philippines to conduct patrols in its own waters. The senator added that China is, quote, welcome to leave if it has a problem with having the Philippines in contested territory. China earlier criticized the Philippines for involving, quote, foreign forces in its air and maritime patrols. It reiterated its commitment to defending its sovereignty in the South China Sea. Beijing also noted that they would maintain high vigilance over the disputed waters. We're bringing you more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. President Bongbong Marcos has granted amnesty to current and former rebels who committed atrocities because of their, quote, political beliefs. Malacanang said this is part of the government's comprehensive peace initiative. In proclamations 403 to 406, Marcos extended the pardon to members of the CPP, NPA, NDF, the Revolutionaryong Partido ng Manggagawa ng Pilipinas, Revolutionary Proletarian Army, and the Alex Bongcayao Brigade. The amnesty also covers the Moro Islamic Liberation Front and the Moro National Liberation Front. Excluded from amnesty are those who were involved in gross human rights violations, rape, kidnap for ransom, massacres, and terrorism. Speaking of the president, he was asked today if the Philippines is joining the International Criminal Court again. His reply, that's, quote, under study. In an ambush interview, Marcos said the government is still exploring its option on whether or not to rejoin the ICC. The Philippines officially withdrew from the global body in March of 2019. Despite an openness to review relations with the ICC, President Marcos is still questioning the court's jurisdiction over the drug war probe.
There is also a question, should we return under the fold of the ICC? So that's again under study. So we'll just keep looking at it and see what our options are. Simple lang para sa akin, simple lang naman yung issue yan eh. Hindi naman siguro tama na ang mga tigalabas, mga dayuhan, magsasabi sa atin kung sino iimbestigahan ng pulis natin, sinong aarestuhin ng pulis natin, sinong ikukulong ng pulis natin. Hindi naman siguro tama 'yon. Dapat Pilipino lang ang gumagawa niyan.
For his part, Justice Secretary Boying Remulla will meet with Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin to find out the palace's official position on the ICC. The ICC is investigating crimes committed during the anti-drug campaign of former President Rodrigo Duterte. 2 resolutions have been filed at the House of Representatives urging the Marcos administration to cooperate with the investigation.
Ang resolution sa House kasi tells us to work with the ICC. Pero ang first question is, why will we work with the ICC now that we are no longer members of the ICC? Diba? Are we going to be members again of the ICC first for this thing to happen? I-clarify lang. Kasi kung may balak ba tayong maging miyembro muli ng ICC dahil sa sinasabi ng Kongreso, I want to know how it affects the whole universe of the ICC and the Philippine government as it is right now.
In other news, the World Health Organization is observing an increase in respiratory illnesses among children in China. The Chinese National Health Commission attributed the surge to the lifting of COVID-19 restrictions and the start of the cold season. Hospitals in northern China have increased their doctors due to the uptick in cases, particularly of pneumonia. Here at home, the health department is also monitoring the rise in flu-like illnesses in China. For now, the DOH is advising everyone to mask up just to be safe. Oil price adjustments are in the offing next week. Prices of gasoline are not expected to move and may even decline by 10 centavos per liter. Diesel is projected to increase by 20 centavos to 40 centavos, while kerosene could go up by 35 to 50 centavos a liter. The possible movement in fuel prices comes as OPEC Plus further reduce its production. There is also an increase and buildup in weekly U.S. crude inventories. Catch the day's biggest headlines on The Big Story coming your way at 8 this evening. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News, all sides, all the time.